Hail, fellow travelers. Tim from Secret Fire Books here with another Random Book Wednesday. And this week's random books are something very interesting, very special. For context, my parents actually recently bought a children's consignment shop in our area. My mom has been friends with the previous owner for a while now, and she was looking to sell. And so my parents jumped at the opportunity, and she sold it to them, and we decided as a family to operate the store together. And as of recording this, we actually just reopened the shop this morning. And I was looking through a bunch of the books last night, because of course I have to look through the books. And I saw, kind of shoved in the corner, these two absolutely massive Masters of the Universe picture books. They were up high on a shelf, kind of shoved into the corner there. And I saw that they've been marked down twice. And not only that, they'd been at the shop for over a year. And so, because we were moving around the merchandise, I decided, you know what, these things haven't sold yet. They've been marked down twice already. I'm just going to take them. And so I checked with the rest of the family. They were like, yeah, go ahead, take them. So yeah, they're going to have a nice home in my collection now. I'm a big fan of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. To be perfectly honest, the He-Man craze was something that I missed. I missed that growing up. It's a little bit before my time, actually. I wasn't born in time to really experience the full height of the He-Man craze, but I caught a lot of the reruns of the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon as a kid, and I loved the action figures, even though I never actually got to own any. I played with them quite a few times at my cousin's house. And I was a big fan of the reboot that they did in the early 2000s. That show was a lot of fun as well. That one also had some awesome action figures, which I never had any of. But yeah, I am just over the moon. These things are vintage. These are from, what does it say, 1980, what does it say, 1984. Yeah, so this is the height of the Masters of the Universe craze right now. So yeah, we're just going to go through each of these, and I'm going to flip through them. Basically, they're pretty simple. It's just what it says on the cover. They are giant-sized picture books with a bunch of different illustrations of the characters from the action figure line and the animated series. And so I guess we'll start with, fittingly, we'll start with the heroic warriors, the good guys, the guardians of Eternia. And there's He-Man and all his friends on the front cover there. Lovely cover. The art for these books was done by Fred Carrillo. Illustrations by Fred Carrillo. So opening it up, the first page has to be He-Man. Oh, look at that. That is an awesome He-Man image right there. Hoisting on high his mighty power sword, with Castle Grayskull in the background, looking totally not like a plastic children's playset. Yeah, great image. And then after each full-color image, it has a few black and white pictures and some text on the characters. So right here we have Man-at-Arms in his, I can't remember off the top of my head what that futuristic tank vehicle is called. Yeah, that's Man-at-Arms. Next we have Teela zipping around in one of these airships. Now Teela is pictured here, of course, with her kind of reptilian priestess raiment that her action figure came with. Although, to my recounting, I do not remember ever seeing her wear this in the animated series for some reason. But that was her kind of like battle armor that came with the action figure. And of course we have Orko, whose character design I always liked, even though, as we all know, he is the lamest character in the series. For whatever reason, every cartoon in the 80s had to have that lame, cutesy comic relief character. Your Snarfs, your Scrappy-Doos. I shouldn't lump Orko in with Scrappy-Doo. At least he has some magic powers. Yeah, he's not purely comic relief, if I remember correctly. Here we have Stratos, or Stratos, however you want to pronounce that. It's very, very tiny falcon wings, but it's a nice bit of art. Oh yes, we have the Enchantress, the Sorceress, whichever she's called, and her falcon form, Zoer, that she transforms into. Like the colors on that. Yeah, Zoer, I was right, okay. The sorceress, the sorceress of Castle Grayskull, which we have pictured right here, which looks slightly less like a children's playset in this picture, although it does prominently feature the gun turret and the little flag that came with every Castle Grayskull. What is this? Is this the Castle of Eternia, I guess? It's a nice little atmospheric picture right there. Oh, the Palace of Eternia. Okay. Here we have He-Man's alter ego, Prince Adam, just lazing around, sniffing flowers and reading a book. Okay. Oh, and here we have Prince Adam transforming into He-Man, which kind of just looks like he's standing behind He-Man there, but there we go. By the power of Grayskull! Kaboom! Good stuff. There he is on the back of Battle Cat there. Battle Cat. Cool stuff. Got some noble looking. Oh wait, those are Prince Adam's parents, correct? Yeah, can't remember their names. King Randor and Queen Marlena. Queen Marlena. Okay. Yep, that's the good guys. That's the Heroic Warriors book. Truly, 'tis a book of power. Now, moving on to the bad guys here. The giant picture book of Evil Warriors. So here we have Skeletor and his crew on the front. Very nice. Let's see who we got first. Of course, it's going to be Skeletor. Yes, of course. Of course, it's Skeletor. Yeah! I'll get you, He-Man. That's my best Skeletor. I apologize. Yep, here we got Beastman. Beastman. I'm not gonna do impressions of all the characters, I promise. Merman. I like that image. Got like all that slimy seaweed looking stuff falling off of him. That's a great image right there. I love that. Very universal horror, like Creature from the Black Lagoon. Nice. The aptly named Evil Lyn, using like a Frieza death ray on that mountainside over there. Kind of cool. So yeah, we have He-Man fighting. Oh, what's the name of that evil bird? Oh, I'm sure it'll say on the other side. Screecher. That's what his name was. Got some heroes and villains facing off there. I think that's Triclops on the front. Yeah, it is. Is that who's going to be on the other side? Yeah, Triclops. Triclops was he had a great figure. It was kind of the weaker version of the Manny Faces character. With Manny Faces, you could spin his whole head around, but with Triclops, he only had 3 different eyes that you could change from. But it was still a cool figure. Speaking of which, we didn't see Manny Faces in the hero book. Or Ram Man. Where was Ram Man? I love Ram Man. Had those spring-loaded legs that could press the button and he pops up in the air, headbutts people. It was a great little figure. I know I said that I didn't have these as a kid, but I got into collecting the figures in my early adulthood. I absolutely love the Masters of the Universe figures. Very cool. And here we have Faker, the sort of robot clone of He-Man that Skeletor made. I don't think I ever had one of him. Got a bunch of characters fighting in the little tussle going on down there. Is this supposed to be Trapjaw? Yes, it is. It is the page for Trapjaw. Actually, you know what? I have my Trapjaw right over here. Here he is. Yeah, alright. So, obviously my Trapjaw does not have the little gun attachment and stuff that you can put on his robot arm there. But, I don't know. He's still in okay condition. I don't remember what mechanism makes his actual trap jaw go up and down. I think that might be broken. But of course, he still has the spring-loaded waist so that, like every He-Man action figure, he can whoop-ah, backhand a fool, if need be. Oh my gosh, I apologize. This video is going in some weird places here. Okay, moving on. We got Skeletor fighting some people while on top of Panther. Was that the big cast? Yes, Panther. That was the evil version of Battle Cat. I watched a documentary behind the creation and development of the He-Man franchise not that long ago. And if I remember correctly, when they were coming up with the concept for Battle Cat and Panther, the folks at the design room were like, okay, we have to have animals for our heroes and villains to ride on. And some member of the creative team just so happened to have just a 7-inch scale plastic tiger or panther that the company also manufactured at the time. And he just plunked down Skeletor on top of it and was like, oh, there you go. Just paint him purple or green, and there we have your alien battle cats. It's economic, I guess. What was this guy's name? Is it Jitsu? Guy with the big karate chop hand? I think that's what his name was. Is it? Yes, Jitsu. How could I forget? And then, of course, Snake Mountain. Skeletor's evil lair. Yep, and then we have... Oh, what was this thing? I don't remember this thing at all. But Skeletor's having a good time flying around in it. The Roton. Okay. Well, that's it for that one. Nice new acquisitions from my collection. Not your typical kind of thing that you see here on the channel, but like I said, I'm a huge fan of He-Man. This stuff is very nostalgic for me. It brings me right back to my childhood. And I'm sure for those of you who did, grow up in the 80s surrounded by all the He-Man stuff, I'm sure that stuff is even more nostalgic for you. That's all for now, guys. Let me know in the comments how stupid this video was, because I'm sure it's very stupid. And you know what? Actually, for those of you who are interested, I'll include a link to the website for our new consignment shop. If you guys happen to live in the Baltimore, Reisterstown area, or if you're just passing through, stop on by and say hi. We got books, we got kid stuff. Great stuff a great place to buy presents for the kids. Until next time, as always, farewell and keep reading.